Just coming in. I haven't been live, I believe, since January. So I'm just coming in just to say hi, you guys. Um, I actually was thinking of potting one of my house plants, but I decided against it and that I would just come in just to have a little chat with you all. I hope you all are well and having an amazing day as usual. I am doing amazingly here in Portugal. Hi, Cece. Great to see you. I saw you earlier on TikTok on Laylo's live, I think it was. But glad to have you here. I'm just stepping in just to say hi to you all. Like I said earlier, I haven't. You should have. You should have. I haven't been live here since January, I think it was. I think that was the last time that I went live here on this page. So here I am, just saying hi, you all. No rhyme or reason. Um, I do have a couple of house plants I need to up pot, but I'm not going to get into that right now. It is 11:32 here, close to midnight, so I don't want to have to be dealing with a lot of soil and everything here and clean up and all those things. So I won't be doing that tonight. Cece says, "What you cooked, girl? How you know I cooked? How you know I cooked something? I did. I throw down in the kitchen today. I'm not gonna lie. I cooked some. I took a pack of dry black beans and I cooked them. Um, do my little New Orleans magic on it or whatever. And I also fried some cabbage. You know, I love cabbage. That's like one of my favorites. And it's so readily available here in Portugal. So I can go to any grocery store, any corner store, any mom and pop shop. They're going to have a cabbage. Okay. So she said, "You're a foodie like me." I know that's right. So I did that. I did black beans, cabbage, and some jasmine rice. What is going on here? What is a risk you took in your career or personal life that you didn't pay off? And what did you learn from that failure? That I didn't pay off? I don't know what that means. Hello, mom. Hmm, okay, well, I'm only a mother to two young ladies, and I don't know who you are. Uh, and Steve Bano, oh, he said he's boiling beef tongue with tonight's tacos. Very interesting. Wow. Thank you, Cece. Thank you. Thank you for getting them the heck out of here because if they're not talking about garden stuff, like, why are we here? Steve Bano says he only have one child that he knows of, where I have two that I'm very aware of because they came from me. So, but thank you, CC. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what I was saying, but it's pretty interesting. I have a degree in horticulture. Okay, good for you, Steve Bano. What are you doing with that degree? Are you teaching others? Are you sharing the wealth? Anyway, so it's nighttime here, of course, but if it wasn't nighttime, I will bring you guys out onto my patio where I have my two raised beds and I'm currently growing marigolds, tomatoes, peppers, ground cherries, and cucumbers. But I have to replant my cucumber seeds because I don't know what happened, but I feel like they dampened off because of the temperatures here in Portugal. In the daytime, we're in the springtime still, so in the daytime it's usually between 62 and some days it goes up to 70. It just depends. But at night, it goes all the way down to the 50s and sometimes even the 40s. I'm literally like 5 minutes away from the beach here in Portugal. So I'm not very much inland. I'm right on the coast of Portugal. And the temperatures drop very, very low. So I remember the conversation that you and I were having the last time we talked, CC. And I went to the plant store the other day and I got some more seeds where they would be more valuable here in this temperature setting where I'm at. So I got some cabbage seeds. I think I got some more bok choy. What else? I grabbed some broccoli as well, broccoli seeds as well. So I'm gonna try that. Even though we're supposed to be having summer temperatures coming up in June and July. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes, how that goes. This is a whole different lifestyle temperature for me here in Portugal, you guys. If you've been following me for a while, you all should know that I came from Texas. And Texas has literally 9 months of summer. That's how hot it is in Texas. So coming here to Portugal is a whole different world for me here. It's, most would say, it's very, very, very Mediterranean. And I have to agree. It's something that I've never experienced before. Even when I was in the military, I've never been stationed anywhere that was Mediterranean. So I'm having to get used to this temperature and decide what I can grow and what I can't grow here. It's a bit disappointing, of course, because in Texas you can just about grow everything because we have such a long summer. Here in Portugal, I have to figure things out. I have to figure out, okay, I can grow that here, I can grow that, I can't grow that, I can't grow this. It's kind of annoying, but it's okay. It's a learning curve. I'm excited, to learn all the different things here because I'm going to be here for the next at least 3 years. I'm going to be here, if not longer. We'll see. But so far, I have no complaints. It's been 6 months, actually. I think the 17th will make exactly 6 months that I've been here in Portugal. And I have to say, other than the temperatures of growing things in my garden that I know that I could grow, I don't really miss America. Some people might not like that, but I don't. Let's go to the comments. Let me see. Cece was in here doing her thing. Yes, girl. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ricardo asked me, was I a vegan? I'm not vegan. Well, I'm not vegan. I would say that I'm more of a pescatarian if you're still here. I'm more of a pescatarian because I still indulge in seafood. I absolutely love seafood. Those of you that know me, you know that I am originally from New Orleans. And there is no way, absolutely no way, that I'm ever going to get rid of seafood in my diet. I was born by the sea, and apparently I'm going to die by the sea. And that's fine. That's fine. Steve Bano says, I teach my daughter how to cook and how to grow vegetables. That's awesome. Awesome, Steve Bano. I also teach my daughter archery and pistol shooting. She's going to need that, especially in the way this world is going. So you're doing the right thing by your daughter. Very, very good. Um, Cece says more fall plants will do good for you, apparently. And it's a great thing that I love fall gardening and fall foods. So I'm grateful for that. Um, Rochester Monique, nice to meet you. Hey, hey, how you doing? Hey, Tampa, how you doing? I'm good. I'm great. But it's good to see you all. It's truly an adjustment, CC. Definitely. Everyone's speaking, and you are used to hot and hotter. I am. I am. I am. But it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment. Tampa says, you look amazing, Drell. Portugal looks good on you, sis. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just got a fresh retie, girl, after almost 6 months. I just got a fresh retie last week, so I'm excited about that. I finally found someone to retie my sister locks. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, I miss you guys. I miss you, CC. I miss you. I miss Nicole. I miss you all. I miss my garden family. Tampa says, I'm here and I hate it here. So ready to travel since I'm 50 now. Oh, you made 50. Happy belated birthday, sis. You know, I've just really been involved in my own world lately. I have to say that it's really been very conducive to my healing journey. I would say that I have truly reset my nervous system since I've been here. The life that I'm living now is so slow, and I absolutely love it. It gives me so much peace and so much joy just to be able to sit with myself, you know, in peace and in harmony and just in my own joy of me, you know. It's so amazing that I don't have the words to really explain, you know, but I'm glad that you guys can see it on the outside. That's always a great thing. Hi, J3. Nice to see you. Great to see you, actually. I miss you guys. I miss you all. I hope you all are well and having an amazing day and weekend as well. Yes, Cece. Oh my goodness, girl. I'm so glad that I found somebody too. And she's such a delightful spirit. She really, really is. She's a young lady. She's just starting her business. And when she was doing my hair, actually, you know, she's a bit slow, you know, but she just started. And so I expect that or whatever. But I have a lot of patience. You know, us gardeners, we have tons of patience. So I understand where she's coming from and where she's starting from. So I have a lot of patience with her, and she's very, very gentle with me. And she says that I'm the longest hair client that she has, which I think is amazing. You know, I've been locked now for 12 years. It'll actually be 12 years in July. So I haven't made 12 years yet, but I'm nearing there pretty soon. But I have no regrets. And I'm glad that I found her. There is a few other, I'm not gonna say sister law consultants because she's not a sister law consultant. She does micro locks mostly. But if you are familiar with sister locks and micro locks, the interlocking procedures is the same. It's nothing no different from it. So she was able to take me on as a client, which I'm very, very grateful for. So she was able to do my hair in 2 days. It was a 2 day process. Like I said, she's kind of slow right now, but you know, the more clients she'll get faster the more that she do it, you know, the more that she does it. But it took her 2 hours. Well, it took her 2 days to do my hair. It took her 6 hours the first day and then 7 hours the second day. And she's about an hour and a half away from me. She's close to Lisbon, which is one of the major cities here in Portugal. And where I live at is not a major city. It's a small, little, quiet, little, quaint little city, which I love. But a lot of people do come here for the beach and the lagoon. So there is a very big tourist crowd here. But when it's out of season, it's very slow, very slow, very slow here. So, yes, I found somebody, Tampa. I'm sure your hair is very, very long. Hi, Bayou. I just peeked in on your TikTok live, and I seen that you was doing a choir rehearsal. And I was like, oh, this crowd is not for me. I've been drinking wine. So I had to go on and, you know, raise my finger and move on out of that thing. But I appreciate you being here with me now. I appreciate you, sis, so very much. Thank you. Oh, Tampa says she turned 50 on Mother's Day. Okay. Happy belated Mother's Day to you all. And happy 50th birthday as well, Tampa. Oh, okay. Thank you guys for coming in. Oh, Tampa says, what time is it there, Drell? It is 11:48 currently here in Portugal. It is 11:48. I figured I would come in and just say hi for a minute. As you can see, I'm not up potting or repotting or in the garden or anything or whatever. I just wanted to check in with you all. It's been since January the last time I went live. I believe it was January. It's been a while. It's been some months. And life has been lifing. And I'm not going to say in a bad way, because you have to take the bad with the good, right? But for the most part, it's been very good for me. You know, I have no complaints, absolutely none. Absolutely none. So, I miss you guys too. I miss you all. I really do. Jeg said he just got stung by a bee on the temple. That's really unfortunate. I hope that you are well. Cece says you have extra patience. I do. I do. I really do. Yes. Yes, Shug. Yeah, get your belt. Whoop them bees from stinging J3 in the head. That's not cool at all. Have you started learning Portuguese yet? Yes, I have. Actually, I started a Portuguese class, what was that, 2 months ago, I think? 2 months ago. And I think I went for a week. And then I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this now. Because here's the thing. When I started, they were already 3 weeks into the class. The way my mind works, the way my brain works, the way my multiple sclerosis brain works, I need to start from the beginning. I can't just fall in where everybody else is at. They were in there speaking Portuguese, you know, even though it was very shaky, you know, how they were speaking it. I didn't feel comfortable with me just walking in. Like, I need to start from the beginning. Let's start with the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, the days of the week, the months. Like, I need to start from the very, very, very beginning. That's how I operate when I'm learning something new. So I went for that 1 week, and then I said, okay, I don't think that I can fall in, like, because they were just like, oh, you can just, fall in, you can just get in 3 weeks, whatever, and you'll get, you'll just fall in where you're supposed to be. My mind doesn't work that way. So I dropped out of the class. So I'm a Portuguese language dropout. Yes, I am. But I'll be starting again in September. I think it's the same week of my birthday, actually. So I'm going to go back and I'll rejoin the class, of course. But I do know some Portuguese, enough to get me around, right? I know how to speak to others. I know how to greet folks. I know how to say thank you, and no, no is no in every language. Okay, it don't matter where you go in the world. No is no. It might be spelled different. It might be spelled different. Okay, but no is no in every language. It don't matter where you go. Okay, no is no. So I know that. But it's been quite an adventure. It's been quite an adventure. Let's see. Uh you said it was your fault? It's your fault that you got stung in the head, J3? What'd you do to those bees? Bayou says, girl, my quiet is all inclusive. We don't judge. I love that. I love that. Tampa says, right, I need the beginning too. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I know that's right. You got to start from the basics with me. I'm sorry. I just can't fall into week 3. I can't do that. I'm not even going to sit here and fake the funk with y'all, okay? No, because I've been and said, Mama San, Numaku San. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just throw in some extra shit in there, and y'all be like, what the? Let me start from the beginning so we all on the same page, all right? Tampa says, I heard that Portugal was making it hard to get residency there now. Is that true? I'm not really sure, because when I went in January to my appointment, and you know this, Tampa, you and I talked right before about my residency appointment, and I went in and brought my paperwork in there, everything that they required, and I think 3 weeks to a month after that appointment, I got my residency card. So I am a resident of Portugal now. So I don't know what it is now. I do know that Portugal has changed the laws as far as like becoming a citizen here now, not there, but here. It was, you had to be here you could be here for 5 years, just getting your residency every 2 years. Within that 5-year period, after the 5 years of you being here, you could become a citizen. So remember, residency and citizenship is 2 different things. They just changed the law, which the new president of Portugal has approved the law, where now it's 10 years now. I think initially when I first came here, I kind of was leaning towards citizenship. I may have mentioned that on my live before, but it's not something that I'm seeking out now. So I don't think that I'm going to be here for the next 10 years. Who knows where I'm going to go after this? I may skip over to Spain, which is a hop and a skip up the street, around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Spain, because Portugal is right on the corner, right on the coast of Spain. So I'm not that far from Spain. Or I could go over to France. At this point, I can honestly say that I'm probably not going to come back to live in America. Especially if y'all still got that orange man in office. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I'm just saying. Um, but it's so many places that I could go, whatever. I just have not decided because I'm enjoying Portugal so much. And who knows, I could literally stay here and just become a permanent residency and not a citizen. So who knows? We'll revisit that in 3 years. Let's talk about that later. um, J3 says, I don't bother with bees after 3 o'clock, but I was cutting grass behind the beans at 5:30 and they got mad. Oh, so you went in there all willy-nilly and just bothered them. Okay, so it pretty much was your fault. It pretty much was your fault. So that's your bad. That's your bad. Tampa says, yes, I saw that on Stephanie Live today, but she didn't address it. Yeah. I didn't watch her live today. I did see that she went live today, but I didn't watch it because I was doing some schoolwork. Tampa says, girl, I have been seriously thinking about my next move. What have you been thinking? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Bayou says, you got options. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do. And I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that because many people don't, and I don't take that for granted. I don't take it lightly. You know what I'm saying? Many people don't have options, and I completely and totally understand that. I mean, I still have family in New Orleans that have never left New Orleans, that don't even have a passport, that don't even own a passport, that have never been outside of Louisiana. So I don't take it for granted and I don't take it lightly that I do have choices. I'm grateful. I feel like I'm living my mother's wildest dreams. There were so many things that I know my mom wanted to experience in this lifetime, in this world, that she didn't get to, so I'm truly living her wildest dreams. Not just hers, but my other ancestors as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for that. That is something that I don't take for granted at all. Not 1 second, ever, ever. I'm forever grateful for them, Bayou says, I'm nosy. How's your love life been? Have you met anyone special? Girl. Now y'all know, I play for the other team, right? Well, the same team as me, right? I don't date men, in case y'all did not know that, okay? I'm a true lesbian with a capital L, okay? I'm not gonna say, always have been. Always have been, okay? I'm just gonna make the announcement tonight, okay? Yes, I've been married to men 3 times. I tried it 3 times. But before I was married to a man, I was dating women. And the way that I was brought up in my family, the things that was imposed onto my life, I felt like that was the best way for me, when I was a Christian, to get into heaven. Okay? I know a lot of y'all may go ahead on and cancel me, get out the live, unfollow me, do whatever you need to do. Okay? But I'm living in my truth. This is me. This is who I am. Always have been. I feel like I've always been a lesbian. And I've tolerated relationships with men because I thought that that's where I was supposed to be in my life. I did it 3 times, y'all. 3 times. 3. I tried it. 3 times a charm, as they say. but it wasn't a charm for me. Okay, so um, I have not, going back to your question, Bayou Sugar, I have not met anyone here. And to be honest with you, I'm not really looking. I'm in this healing phase of my life currently where I am learning to love me and focus on me. Because when I was, as they would say, heterosexual, I consider myself more bisexual when I was married to men. But I've always put people ahead of me. Always. People, children, circumstances, situations. I've always put things before I put me. This last, I would say, year and a half of my life, I've solely been focusing on me. Literally, literally. Just on what Chandrell wants. And yes, that's my government name, you all. Chandrell. On what makes me happy, what brings joy to my life, what enlightens me. You know what I'm saying? Just, I've never had that space. The last marriage I was in, that was 5 years ago, to a man whom was a narcissist, right? He was very manipulative. He was sexually abusive. He was verbally abusive. He was mentally abusive. He was spiritually abusive to me. He did a lot of things to me, which kind of put me in a space of, I done did this 3 times. I don't think that I want to revisit it. So for the last 5 years after divorcing him, of course, I've been strictly dating women. And I'm not saying that, going over to women was, now I'm good, I won't get hurt again, because women will hurt you too. They will hurt you too as well, So I'm still being very, very, very selective with that, But I know for me in the rest of my life here on this plane that I won't ever date a man again. And it's no offense to you guys, no offense at all. This is just my preference. So let's go over to the comments. Tampa says, that's the thing I've been thinking because money is an issue. Bayou Sugar says, I know. Not a capital L. I love it. Yes, the capital L. Yes. Tampa says, girl, I'm right here. I'm right here. You do you. Oh, yeah, I'm going to always do me. I'm going to always do me, baby. Tixie, hey. Hi, Tixie. I was thinking about you the other day, actually, because I was like, it's May. And I was like, yeah. Okay, so yeah. We're going to have to talk offline about that. Anyway, Tixie says, oh my God, hello, Drell. Great to see you. I'm still going to visit you before our passport gets canceled. I think that's another reason why I also was like, is she still going to come? Because I know we talked about that some months ago and things like that. But I remember you mentioning May. And I hadn't heard from you since, so I wasn't sure or whatever. But of course, you're still welcome, of course. Tixie speaking. Bayou said, J3 says, Bayou, I'm not in Portugal. That's why. Not sure about that. But she is Sunshine. Hey, she is Sunshine. Hi. How you doing? Yes, no long time no see. That is true. You guys have to excuse me. My tongue is a bit twisted. Bayou Sugar says, J3, you a hot mess. Rob in the garden. Hi, Rob. How are you? Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. I thought I had a chance. My passport was ready. Oh, sorry about that. No, no chance. Bayou Sugar says, we're not leaving you. We love you. Oh, thank you, Bayou. I appreciate that. Drell, Tampa says, Drell, you sound like what I've been thinking, and I'm solely focused on what I want now. Very good, sis. You should always put yourself first. Always, 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 always. No matter what. Um, Everyone's speaking. Yes, she is sunshine. Yes, narcissists are demon spawns. Yes, they are. Okay. When I was in that relationship, even before we got married, I couldn't figure out like where this creature came from, but at the same time, he love bombed me so much, you know what I'm saying, that I just couldn't put the two and two together. I just couldn't until I was already in it, you know. I think once I was diagnosed with MS, things began to like come to the surface for me, because instead of him like helping me, being my partner, you know, assisting me in the things that I needed him to assist me with, the way that I was assisting him. Because I feel like when you marry someone, you're not just married to this person, like that's your partner. You guys are a team. And it was like, once I was diagnosed with MS, it was like he just disregarded me even more than what he was already doing before I found out that I had MS. So it was a rude awakening for me. It was a rude awakening. And he didn't care that, I was hurting or in pain or in a flare up. Like I said earlier, he would abuse me sexually, mentally, physically. It didn't matter. It didn't matter to him. He didn't care. He only cared about what I could continuously do for him. It was a huge learning experience for me. It was a hard one, but it was very, very huge. I learned a lot in that relationship. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all, because it gave me the knowledge, and the wisdom and the bravery, right? To make it out of that marriage and still be here today and still be as strong and as productive as I am today. If I had stayed in it, I probably wouldn't be living my wildest dreams right now. I would probably be still in the States. I would probably be in a wheelchair or probably be hospitalized. If I had stayed with him, like I literally would still be constantly sick, with multiple sclerosis. He opened my eyes to a lot of things. I really believe that he was the straw that broke the camel's back that led me to my first spiritual awakening. And since then, which was 5 years ago, I have been through several spiritual awakenings. So I have no complaints about him. Actually, if I was to talk to him today, I probably would thank him. If I had to went through that, how people say, people come into your life for a reason or a season. I feel like he came into my life for a reason and a season. So I don't hate him. I don't despise him. There's no bad blood. You know, I am truly grateful for the lessons that he produced in my life, because I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be the vibrant person that I am today. I wouldn't have the aspects of how I look at life if it wasn't for him and the lessons that he delivered to me on a daily basis for 4 years. Every day of my life in that marriage, he gave me some sort of lesson that I can reflect on today. Rob in the garden says, small joke, but we love Drell. We don't care about her preferences. I hope not, but okay. It's fine. Hi, Jamia. Hi. Thank you for being here. I just saw you on TikTok as well. Oh, man. I love you guys so much. Everyone's speaking, which I love. Tigsy, August. Tigsy says, Drell, August is a good time to visit. Yes, I'm here all year round. But I will say, I'm not sure about how the temperature is going to be. I've been told, okay, so when does summer start? I think summer starts, I think in August will be where I'm located in Portugal. It'll start probably cooling off again. We'll just be coming out of the summertime. So you may get some of the fall temperatures during August, which is fine. Portugal is a beautiful country all year round. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what time you come. But if you want to enjoy the temperatures of Portugal, I think June, July, maybe early August is the best time to come, to be on the beach and things like that. Oh, and you know what? I just found out that there are a lot of nude beaches here in Portugal. I did not know that. I didn't know that. I just found that out. So I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm excited, but then I'm like, oh, like nude beaches. Now, and I have to say that it's true. I've heard that Europeans are not as stuffy about being nude as Americans, right? And I have to say that's true because, as I've mentioned before, I'm like 5 to 10 minutes away from the beach. If you're walking to the beach, literally from my home, it's literally right around the corner down the street. And this last, I think, since it's been springtime, every time that I walk down to the beach, I'm seeing someone nude. It doesn't matter. It could be a man, a woman, a child, a teenager. It doesn't matter. I am seeing nudity. And it was the first time I saw it, I was so shocked by it. I was like, wait, like it's broad daylight. Like, can you just, but the Europeans are so free and just, I don't know if I could ever get with it. I would literally have to have like a bottle of wine, before a whole bottle to myself, before you could see me running on the beach nude, okay? I'm laughing because I can't even imagine that image of me running down the beach bucket naked. That would be so funny. But yeah, anytime is great to visit for me, and like I said, the temperatures may be different, but Portugal is a beautiful country. It's a beautiful country. No matter where you go, no matter what time of year, it's beautiful, period, J3 says, my mom should have had 10 more of me. The world would be different, J3, if your mom had 10 more of you. The entire world would be different. She is Sunshine says, that's when those beasts reveal themselves. Very true. Tigsy says, I was coming end of my intro into end of my uh, end of my into June, but my babe said I need to be in Vegas for his birthday celebration, so we're doing Cali and Vegas, and I'm off again in August. Just let me know, girl. You know I got the space. Jamia says, I'm glad you are safe now. Yes, 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 yes. It takes a long time for those wounds to heal, but sometimes those memories still can trigger me. I know that's right. Sometimes it still trigger me too. Absolutely. Tixie says, thank God you're in a great place now. I'm trying to catch up with the chat, you guys. She is Sunshine says, Drill, had I stayed, I really think I would be in an orange jumpsuit. I know that's right. I know that's right. Tixie says, oh no, Sunshine, glad you got out of that situation as well. Yes, 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 yes. She Sunshine says, wow, you've really healed, Drill. I'm okay with never seeing my ex again. He found someone else to terrorize. That's usually what they do, you know. And I know my ex has definitely found someone else, and I really feel sorry for whoever has taken him on as a lover, as a boyfriend, as a husband. I truly feel sorry for her or him, you know. So Tixie says, I love fall weather. It would be early August. Yeah, girl, just let me know. Tampa says, ooh, I've always wanted to go to one of those. A nude beach? Is that what we're talking about, Tampa? You always wanted to go to a nude beach? Rob in the Garden says, there are a lot of nude beaches in Florida. I'm so used to it. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know Americans do that. I thought that we were so uptight, you know, clutching our pearls and things like that, that we never indulged in things like that. So this is a different world for me, and I'm excited for it. I'm so excited. Bayou says they don't shave either. I have to laugh by you because I was talking to a friend. Was it yesterday? I think just yesterday. She's in the States. She's in Texas, actually. And I was mentioning how I have not shaved any part of my body since I've been here, you know. And she was like, and you shouldn't shave, you know, whatever. You're in Europe now, you know, you should live your life the best way you can and just be free and let hair grow everywhere and everything. And I'm just like, I haven't shaved because this might be TMI for you all, but like I said earlier, I've been working on me. So I have not been with anyone, been intimate with anyone in almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years. So there's no need to shave. TMI, you all. TMI. But it is what it is. Tampa says, YouTube chat tripping. Girl, I haven't shaved either. I know that's right, girl. I'm just like, why? Why? I mean, if you think about it, well, if I think about it, I've only ever shaved as much as I've shaved is because that's like the norm in America. And not just that, but every person that I've dated, that I've ever dated, well, I have to say it's one that I dated that wasn't from America. But everybody I've ever dated or been in a relationship with or a situationship with or been married to, they've been American. And that's kind of like the norm, you know. They just not used to having armpit hair, you know, or leg hair and things like that, hair in other places. But I've been literally single for almost 2 years, and I don't shave. I don't shave. I had my friend tell me the other day, she's like, don't shave. Why? You know, why not? Just be free, you know, just be your free, spiritual, conscious self, you know, whatever. And I'm just like, the way my hair grow, I could braid all this hair and all of it would connect. All of it will connect. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, 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 yes. Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, I don't know who you are, but you can make your way out of here. Jezza, Jezza Della Vule, whatever your name is, you can make your way out of here. Just how you eased in here, you can ease on out of here. This conversation is not for you. Bayou says, I'm abstaining too for 4+ years, not by choice. I know that's right. I know that's right. I get it. I get it. I've been single since 2020. No need to shave. I know that's right. Tigsy says, I hate shaving there. It itches when it grows back. So landing strip is just fine. J3 laughing. Okay, Stephanie Jr. Tixie says, sorry, I'm a bad moderator. I was on the phone. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Whoever that is, they gotta go though. But yeah, so all in all, I've been having an amazing time here in Portugal. I think the last time you and I talked, Tampa, or I was on your live, you were asking me about my neighbor, Miss Ruth. That's her name. I did get a chance to meet her, and we actually, I thought we had a great neighborly relationship, you know. But something went wrong like a month and a half later. I'll explain that to you off the live, you know. I don't know if it was more of a misunderstanding or whatever, but she kind of got weird on me, and I didn't come here, you know what I'm saying, for my peace to be disrupted. So I kind of just gave her that, and I went my own way, even though we're still directly right next door to each other, you know. But I don't have any bad feels towards her at all. If I saw her outside or, you know, whatever the case may be, I would still speak to her. If she needed help with anything, I still would go over and help her. I have no issues with Miss Ruth. But I think that I have to explain the situation offline because it was kind of weird, you know, how everything ended. But yeah, she said, she is Sunshine says, I got tremors since I don't wax. I do it for me. I know that's right. I know that's right. I get it. I get it, girl. Tampa says, Drell, Stephanie be saying that too. This place ain't the place for you. I was going to ask you about her. Yeah. I have to explain it to you offline, girl. It's a weird situation. She probably still, what? Americanized. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I agree with that. I agree. I truly, truly agree with that. But, during our time of hanging out, I had an amazing time with Miss Ruth, getting to know her, hanging out with her. She's very funny, she can be very kind, and very thoughtful. She can be. But it just seems like something just went wrong with her and I. I don't know if it was a misunderstanding, or like I've said before, she's retired military like myself, and I know that all of us have something, you know, all of us, like we all carry our own shit, right? And I just think that I don't know if she took a situation the wrong way, she interpreted something the wrong way or whatever, but it just didn't pan out like I thought that it would, whatever. And at this point in my life, I am no longer a people pleaser. I feel like if I'm putting forth effort, to be your friend, to be there for you and support you, I expect the same thing, in reciprocation. But if you're not receiving what I'm putting out, then I'm not going to fight you to receive it. I'm just not in that era of my life anymore. My entire life I've been a people pleaser. This part of my life, I'm not. So, but I still would help her if she called me today. I still would go over and help her. I still would assist her. She's an older lady. She's older than me. Whatever. I still care about her. But whatever happened, it just happened, So I have to choose me, like I always say. See J3. See you later, J3. Have a good one. He says he's going to jump in the shower, you guys. Teppa says, right. Me either. That ship has sailed, not playing about my time or peace anymore. I know that's right. Yeah, that's what I feel like, Tixie. I really do. I really do. And the unfortunate thing is that she didn't really give me an opportunity to, like, I guess, like, explain the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just happened abruptly, and I just feel like she took it and ran with it. And maybe I didn't want to explain the situation to her. I don't know. It's just like she wanted what she wanted, and I wanted what I wanted, which was peace and calm and harmony and joy in my space. That's all I want. I don't want no negativity. I don't want no anxiety. I don't want any of that, So I'm pretty sure it was a misunderstanding. Exactly. She is sunshine. Exactly. Self-care isn't selfish. And for the longest part of my life, I used to think that. And I think that I was raised that way. Like, oh, you want to take care of yourself, or you're being selfish. What about this person? What about that person? So I would always put other people before me. My needs, my wants, my desires. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it anymore. I'll be 49 this year. 49 years old. And I've been raising and taking care of people since I was 8 years old. Since I was 8. This is the first year and a half that I've actually, almost 2 years, that I've actually just taken care of me. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Tampa says, have you started your garden yet? And are you able to get herbs there? Yes. I mentioned earlier in the live that it's nighttime here now, so I wasn't able to take you guys out onto my patio. But I have two raised beds that I've started, and I'm currently growing marigolds, tomatoes, peppers. I think they're sweet peppers, so if I'm not mistaken. It might be cayenne peppers. I might be wrong on that. It might be, but it's peppers, cucumbers, ground cherries. Oh, and I'm growing ginger as well. So those are the things that I'm growing. But my cucumber seedlings, they sprouted, but a week after them sprouting, they just disappeared. So I think that they dampened off because the temperatures here are a lot different from what I was experiencing in Texas. In Texas, you're gonna have about 6 to 9 months of heat, right? Continuously, right? Here, where I'm at, in Portugal, no. I'm very close to the beach, so we have a lot of like wind currents that come through here, and it's more cooler winds. So even though we're in spring, our temperatures are between 56 and 62 on a daily basis. That's during the day. And then at night, they go down into the late 50s and early 50s. Some nights it'll go down to 49, to be honest with you. It just depends on what is the current that's coming off the water. It's extremely windy here. It rains, I would say maybe once a week, April showers, spring showers, But for the most part, I have to figure out what I can grow here in these temperatures and what I can't. I have been accustomed to growing the things that I've been growing in Texas because I lived in Texas for 12 plus years. So I was used to the heat. Here in Portugal, two different temperatures, okay? Two different temperatures, totally different on opposite sides of the spectrum. So I was talking with Cece, I think it was like about 2 or 3 weeks ago we were talking, and she made a suggestion that I should probably just grow the things that I would usually grow during the fall and winter time in Texas. And so that's more what I'm leaning towards now. Just yesterday, I went to the plant store and I got some more seeds where it's more like cabbage and spinach and, those type of, fall and winter things that I could grow here in Portugal. Because this is not summer. This is not summer here. And even though we haven't entered the summer season yet, I've been told by many Portuguese residents that have been here for years or people that are originally from Portugal that here in the area where I live at, it only gets 2 months of summer. So I literally got 60 days. It's crazy. It's crazy. So next year I'll be better prepared with a better outlay of what my garden will be, right? Because I have grow lights and things like that. And so I'll just start my seedlings in the inside here. I didn't do that this spring, this year, because I've only been here 6 months. I didn't know what the temperatures were going to be. This is my first time living outside of the United States, let alone outside of Texas. So I've just been adjusting, to everything or whatever. It's a whole different world over here, you guys. As you can see, I have on a long sleeve, like almost like hoodie material. At night, it gets cold. During the day, as long as you're in the sun, it's a bit warm. But if you're in the shade, it's cold. It's cold, you know. Hopefully within, I would say, next couple of weeks, it'll be warming up to at least we'll have like 70s during the daytime, 70s, maybe even 80s. But I think always at night it's gonna always go down to the 60s and 50s because I'm so close to the water here that the temperatures just drop at night. Let's see. But I have a lot of houseplants though, Tampa. Tons of houseplants. I'm becoming a houseplant expert, actually. So, She is Sunshine says raising other people's kids can be worrisome, especially when they supposed to be adults. Very true. Hi, Miss Shirley. Nice to have you here. Great to see you. I hope you are well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. I miss you too. Tixie says, I can't wait to see you so we can go to the beach. It will be fun. I know it's beautiful there. Girl, oh my goodness. It is so beautiful. It doesn't matter what time of year it is here. Like I've said several times doing this live. It is beautiful. And like I said, just to walk, like I can literally walk out my door, walk around the corner, down the street, and there's the beach. Great thing is, not only do I have a beach, but I have a lagoon here as well. It's so beautiful. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, Tixie. And I can't wait until you visit, till anyone visits. I haven't had any visitors from the States just yet. Maybe you'll be the first. I don't know. But I would love to have you all here. Love to have you here. I think you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Exactly. You're gonna love it. You really are. Tampa says awesome. Everyone's speaking. Sounds like Chicago spring weather. I could like it there. I actually like the cool weather. I'm not gonna lie. The last full year that I lived in Texas, as some of you may know, not all of you may know, but it was 2024, and I had my worst flare up, dealing with MS, dealing with multiple sclerosis, and it was because of the heat. It put me into a flare up where it took over a month and a half for me to recover, to the point where from that flare up, I developed a lesion behind my right eye. So that's why now I have to wear glasses, because my eyesight has gotten worse because of that flare up and other things as well. But I think that was like the turning point for me. Like, I need to leave. I needed a break. So initially it was just me traveling. I just wanted to travel. I just wanted to get outside of America and just see other things. And then last year, when I spent a month and a half in the UK early last year, 2025, and then after that month and a half, I said, well, let me mosey on over to Portugal, just to see how it is over there. And I came here and I absolutely fell in love with Portugal. The temperatures, the people, the food, the environment, it just was something that was really calling home to me, And like I've said before, like I've said many, many times before, Portugal also reminds me, certain parts of Portugal reminds me of New Orleans, my hometown. The architecture, the cobblestones, the welcoming, it just made me feel like I was back home. you know. So I fell in love with this place. And I knew when I left Portugal to go back to the States that I wanted Portugal to be my home, my next home, you know. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm not saying I'm going to be here for the rest of my life because I have a lot of life to live. I do. I really, really do. And I'm not saying Portugal is going to be it for me, but I will at least be here for the next 2 to 3 years, at least, you know, if not longer, but at least, you know. So I love the temperatures here. Tixie says, I'm going back to being my true self. I used to travel all the time. I got to get back into that habit. I know that's right. Life is short. You got to. You got to enjoy it while you're here. Robin the Garden says that's too cold. That's too cold for South Florida. Okay. She Sunshine says, do you have a hydroponic system? No, I don't. I haven't ever invested in that because I guess I guess it's two reasons. Not really gonna say it's two reasons, but okay. So for me, growing my food, I prefer for my food that I'm growing to be actually grown by the actual sun, not by artificial lighting, right? But then on the other hand, I do understand that you can just start your seedlings and everything inside by hydroponic systems, which I've seen from CC and so many other people that specialize in hydroponic systems, you know, and things like that. But that's something that I've never dabbled in. Maybe I will in the future, but for right now, I haven't. Next year, I do plan to start a lot of my seeds inside so that when the warm temperatures do come, I'll already have a pretty valuable plant before I put it outside. Because what I did this year is that when I got my raised beds and I was able to get the soil and everything for it, I actually just dropped the seeds. Next year, I'll be more prepared because I have grow lights now, you know, and I can always set up, you know, in the basement and things like that. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be considering next year. How does the weather fare on your joints? Well, as long as, that's what Miss Shirley asked. As long as it's, I think as long as we stay in the 50s and 60s, my joints are okay. But I think during the fall and winter time here, which is the rainy season here in Portugal, I had a lot of issues. I had a lot of issues with my joints because it was really cold, you know. There's not a lot of insulation here in Portugal in the housing, in any building actually, because a lot of the buildings here in Portugal are, I'm not going to say a lot, majority of the buildings here in Portugal are strictly made of cement. So my home, I live more and more, it's more of like a townhouse. My walls are cement, my floors are cement, my ceiling is cement. Everything is cement. And that's majority of all the buildings in Portugal. They're cement. There's no such thing as central air, central heat. They don't do that here, right? So during the fall and winter season, I had a personal like floor heater or what they would call a wall unit for a heater and an air conditioner. If I want to use air conditioner, I could. But I've been okay, you know, as far as my joints go. But I do yoga and I do a lot of stretching and Pilates just about every day. As soon as I get up, that's like my routine. It's been that way for over 2 years now. So it's just kind of a habit for me to always get up and stretch and, add some movement to my body because, motion is lotion for your joints, so you have to move. You have to move. You have to. Doesn't matter where you are, the older we get, the more we have to move. So I think that's what's been helping me. If I was more sedimentary, like I probably would have more joint issues than I do. But for the most part, like I said, I get up and I make sure I move my body, I get myself warmed up and things like that. But it is different. It's definitely different. It's definitely different. Temple says, I know you gave me the tour. Temple says, did you get your stuff shipped over there yet? Yes, I already have my things from my house, from my home already. I've had them since February. I think the second week of February, they delivered my things here. So I have all my things from the States. I don't have any more storage in the States. I have none of my things are here. Like literally everything is here. She is Sunshine says, it's beautiful when you travel to a place that feels like home. That's true. Very true. Temple says, I've never been outside of the U.S. and now I'm ready to do some traveling. Do it, girl. Do it. She is Sunshine says, ooh, you have a basement there? I miss a good basement. This is my first time ever living anywhere and having a basement. So it's been quite an adventure. It's been quite an advantage, to have that third floor pretty much, essentially, Bayou Prepper, hi. Hey, I'm sorry I said Bayou. Bougie Prepper. Hey, Bougie, how you doing? Nice to see you. Great to have you here. Everyone speaking. I miss you guys so much. Bougie Prepper called Tigsy the winemaker. I know that's right. Yes. Miss Shirley says it's raining every day. My joints are screaming heat, but I'm handling it. Oh, I hope that your joints get better, Miss Shirley. I really do. I understand that pain. Tixie says, Jarrell, I have to leave shortly. It was great seeing you. I will call you. Miss you so much. I miss you too. I hope to hear from you soon, sis. Yes, you got to move that body. You got to move that body by you. Tixie says, everyone have a great evening. She is Sunshine. It is 12:49 a.m. here. I'm actually past my bedtime on here. Usually I'm in the bed by 11:30 or midnight. So I'm up a little bit longer. Bayou, why I keep on saying Bayou. Bougie Prepper says, where are you, Jarrell? I'm in Portugal. I've been here for 6 months now. Living my best life, as most would say. Miss Shirley says, Tixie, have a good evening. But yeah, you guys, that's just a quick update of me, what I have going on. I hope you all are well. Yes, the 6-hour difference from Central Standard Time there in the States. Let me see. I may be coming back there. Ooh, I have a what is it called? I what is it called when you have, I can't think of the word right now, but I have a balance on my airline tickets that I have to use before September of this year. So I may be coming back there sometime this year to the States, just so I don't lose that money. And I think I can book it out until next year or the year after or whatever. So it may not be this year, but I have like a ticket that I need to use. So I may come back there just so I can check on my girls, and my grandchildren and things like that, and go visit my dad back in New Orleans and the rest of my family or whatever. But if it wasn't for that ticket and me trying to avoid losing out on some money, I wouldn't be coming back there. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no regrets. Making this decision, making this huge, huge decision, moving here to Portugal. I have to be very, very honest. I truly have no complaints, other than, having to adjust. And I believe, well, I'm not going to even say that. I know my time that I spent in the military allows me to adjust to things that are different from America. I traveled a lot in the military, and every place that I traveled to, I had to adjust, and I just feel like this is no different. It's just that the only difference is that I'm not under anyone else's like ruling. Like I don't have orders. I don't have, someone telling me to go here and do this, have this uniform on, be in this formation and do this and do that. Da, da, da. Like I'm literally doing this on my own. So I think that's like the hugest difference, And as I mentioned, I have absolutely no regrets. None at all. I'm literally living my mom's and my ancestors' wildest dreams, And I'm delighted. I truly am. She is Sunshine says, you can come when it's cold. You can come when it's cold there, but still warm here. Tampa says, did you sell your house yet? Yes, I did. Yes. So I am no longer a homeowner in Texas, which I am grateful for, because that was pretty rough. That was a pretty rough time for me to be living here, paying rent here, and still paying mortgage there, and electric bill here, electric bill there, water bill here, water bill there. Like that was a lot. But I'm so grateful that I actually sold my home. Actually, I sold it for more than what I was asking for, which was also a great thing, And yeah, I'm proud to say that I am no longer a homeowner. I don't ever want to own a home again. I know people may feel different ways about that, but this is my testimony and it's my truth. I don't want to be a homeowner again. I've experienced it for 10 years, literally 10 years, 10 years and a month. I don't want to do it again. I can say that I checked the box, that I got the t-shirt, the underwear, and the socks to match, okay? I don't want to be a homeowner again. I don't. Tampa says, that's amazing. I am happy for you, Drell. Thank you, Tampa. Thank you. I appreciate that. Most people wouldn't be like, oh, congratulations. Da-da-da-da. Most people are like, why you don't want to own a home? You could always have something to come back to in America and this and that. Da-da-da-da. Like that. Owning that home was weighing a lot on me. And living there in that home was weighing a lot on me because it was a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. And it was just me. I had to raise my family, my kids. You know, I even raised a grandchild in that house. And I had 2 marriages in that house. Once all that was done, it was just me living in this huge house that I have to sustain by myself. I have all this space. Like, what am I going to do with it? Like, there was so many things that I was considering. Like, I was considering renting out rooms. I was considering doing Airbnb, you know, for the upstairs part of my home. Like, it just was a lot. And there were periods where I was like, yeah, I'm going to do the Airbnb. I'm going to rent out the rooms upstairs. I'm going to, you know, whatever. But then I would sit back and I would think, like, do I want strangers living in my home with me while I'm here? And then once I started traveling, I was going to rent my home out. But then I was like, there wasn't many rental management companies there in San Antonio or in the area where I lived at, close to San Antonio, that were like reputable, right? A lot of them had a lot of, well, the only 2 that I found had a lot of bad, horrible reviews. So that kind of like led me to the point of like, okay, I'm just going to sell my home, you know. And most people are like, no, don't do that. Keep it in the house. You can pass it on to your kids. None of my kids wanted the house. Nobody wanted to live where my house was. My kids, my oldest daughter, she has 3 children going on 4. She didn't want it. Then I had my stepson that I raised for 10 years. You know, he's in the Army himself right now, so he's traveling. He didn't want it. And then my youngest daughter was like, that's too much space for me. It's just me. She don't plan on having no kids and things like that. So I was just like, nobody wants it. So why would I keep it, right? Why would I continue to have that much stress on my finances, you know, to the point where I was digging into my savings, you know? So I just want to put it on the market. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. You know, if it ever comes to the point of me having to, you know, if I decide to come back to the States, I don't have no problem with renting someone else's home or renting an apartment. I have no issues with that, you know. So that's something that, you know, I'll face whenever I need to. Tampa says, I've never owned a house, and now I'm weighing my options. She Sunshine says, I think it's smart to not hold on to a huge home. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, She is Sunshine. Because I'm like, this money that I'm, you know, giving out to a place that I'm not even living in, I could be putting that in my savings. That could be going towards, you know, investments, savings, travel, you know, me experiencing the world outside of me just paying this money just to hold on to something that nobody wants in my family. Nobody wants this huge house, you know. So I made the right decision for me, not no one else. That goes back to putting me first. So that's why I made the decision I made. Also, if you come back, you don't have to come back to Texas. Right. Exactly. I can move wherever I want to. Exactly. And also, if I decided to get another house, of course, not of that substantial size, I can always still use my VA loan. You know what I'm saying? I can always use that. So I'm not shit out of luck. You know, people like, why are you selling your home? Well, it's because I want to, you know, because it's my choice. It's my decision. So that's where I am with that. Yep. If I ever did come back to the States to stay, where would I stay at? Where would I live? Probably California. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Probably Cali. I lived in Cali for 5 years when I was in the military, and I actually loved it. I actually loved it. We didn't live close to the water. We didn't live close to the water or whatever, but the area that we did lived in, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Um, so that would be a place that I would definitely look forward to possibly moving back to, even though California is extremely expensive, but I think I could afford a 1 bedroom apartment, 2 bedroom tiny house or something like that or whatever. Like, I don't need 5 bedrooms, you know, 4 baths when it's just me. It's just me. I don't plan on getting married again. I don't plan on, having a significant other, and I don't plan on having children. I don't plan on having, young adults living with me again, so it'll just be me for the most part. So yeah, you're right about that. I can go anywhere in the world. Anywhere in America. I can go anywhere in the world actually as well, but you know, as long as that orange man is in office, for me, America is off limits to come back to live, because I've got to keep my nervous system regulated. That's the biggest thing for me. And I have to say that since I've been living here in Portugal, that my nervous system has definitely been regulated. I don't have the same symptoms that I once did, living there, stressed out, the chemtrails, the chemicals on the food and things like that. Like, I can literally go into the grocery store here in Portugal and I can buy regular vegetables, regular fruit, because I know, because of the European standards, I'm not more than likely going to get something that has been affected by herbicides, pesticides, or insecticides, and it's not going to affect my body, right? So everything that I get, I feel like it's already organic in its own way. Now, am I saying that every piece of food in Portugal is the best thing for me? Because it's not. I'm still, very gluten sensitive. I still can't have, sugar, and I still don't eat meat, but I do, of course, take advantage of the seafood. Like I said, Portugal is right on the border of Spain. So everywhere you go in Portugal, you're going to always have seafood, which is fresh out of the ocean. It's like literally right there. If I want to right now, I can get a fishing pole and go out there and fish myself. So I love that. I love that. I love to be able to be exposed to fresh fish, fresh seafood, those type of things. She is Sunshine says Cheetos doesn't bother me more than what normally is allowed here. Okay. Tampa says, right, I have to see a neurologist and my nerves are shot. So it's time for me to walk away from some things. Yeah, babe. Yeah. Sis. You gotta listen to your body. You gotta listen to your body. Definitely. When your body is talking to you, you definitely have to listen. Yes. I can remember the signs and signals that my body was giving me before I was diagnosed with MS. And I didn't listen. I still took on everyone and all their problems, trying to help them, trying to heal them. And that was the final straw for me. My body was just like, we can't take it no more. We cannot take it. And now I have multiple sclerosis that some say there is no cure for, but I have to object to that because I feel like I am healing MS one symptom at a time. And I know most people will argue with me about that. You know, most doctors will definitely argue about it. But I know what I feel in my body, and I know how I feel. I know how I felt when I was in the States, and I know how I feel now that I'm away from the States. You know, I know how my body felt when I was intaking so much garbage in my body, you know, with the food and the water, the chemtrails, everything. And I know how my body feels now that I'm here, living here for 6 months. You know, I have not have had a flare. I actually haven't had a flare up since 2024. So I've been almost 2 years without a flare up. I'm so grateful, you guys. I'm so grateful. I'm so emotional over the fact that it's literally been almost 2 years since I've been hospitalized, you know, because of MS. Usually it's a yearly thing for me. But since I've been here, it's been truly amazing. Truly, truly, truly. And I have no complaints. I have no complaints. I could be in a lot of worse places right now. A lot. A lot. Mentally, spiritually, physically. And I'm just grateful that I was able to choose me finally for once in my entire life of being on this earth. I was able to choose me. I'm sorry, you all. It's just so emotional when I talk about it because I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful from where I was to where I am now. I'm just so grateful. Words cannot express how grateful I am. I'm sorry, you guys know that I'm a crybaby. I'm gonna look at the comments. Tampa says, I think my problem is fear and stepping out of this box. I understand, sis. You know, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I wasn't scared when I left. You know, I was, but I still did it. I did it scared, you know. I knew that it was something better for me. I knew that. I knew it, you know. And for years, I always knew that, but I would always be waiting on other people. Waiting on this person to get their passport, waiting on my daughter to get her passport so they could travel with me because I was so afraid to travel alone. And I'm so grateful for Stephanie and Rashida because it was their motivation and the other women that's in, you know, in the group, you know, in that community that persuaded me, like, yes, it's scary, you know, but is it even more scarier not to even try it? Life is short. Life is so very short. And I didn't want to live my life always thinking of the what if I did this? The woulda, shoulda, couldas. I didn't want that. I didn't want that for me. I've always been a different type of being from anyone else in my family. You know, like I've mentioned before, all my family Both sides, my mom's side and my daddy's side. Everybody's still in Louisiana. Everybody. Nobody's ever ventured out. I'm the only one that literally was like, I want something different, you know, from joining the military to just traveling the world, just doing things that were not normally done in my family. You could say that I was kind of like the black sheep, you know, of my family, because I've always chose the opposite way of everyone else was going. Always been that way from a little girl, you know. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So yeah, sometimes you gotta step out of that box. Sometimes you gotta do it scared, you know? You just never know where it's gonna lead you. You just never know. She is Sunshine says, that's particularly why I left Chicago and moved to Texas, but now I'm ready to see what is next for me. Yes, sis. Get out there. Get out there and see what else is for you. You know? This world is so huge. There's so many things to see, to do, to experience than just America, you know? Tampa says, that's awesome, Drell. It shows you look amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Texas Lala. How are you? How are you, sis? I hope you are well. She is Sunshine says, I was able to detach myself from caretaking so many people. Now I need to figure out where will I be most happy and thrive. That's right. That's right. Exactly. You are on the right path. You're on the right path. Okay. She is Sunshine says, I'm so happy for you, Drell. Gotta thank God for allowing you to be in a place where you're not being depleted. Very much so. Very much so. Bougie Prepper, she says, I am happy with you that you chose you. Toot toot. Yes, ma'am. I am happy too. Tampa says, right, that's my problem. And Stephanie says, take fear with you. Yes, very true. Very true. Thank you, Bayou. Thank you for the hugs and kisses. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tampa says, this birthday of mine showed me where I stand with my children and family. They will bleed me dry and never pour into me. So now I'm putting my needs first, as you should, as you should, as you should, as you deserve to. You deserve to put yourself first. You deserve to choose you over anyone. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Children, grandchildren, family, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We all come here, right? To experience life, to have our own journey, and to develop our own lessons in this life. You should always put yourself first. You should always love yourself first. I'm literally just learning that myself. I get sad when I think about my mom and how she never chose herself. She never chose herself, you know? She never put herself first. And I just feel like I know with her putting everybody else before her, everybody's issues, everybody's problems, everything on her. She just took it in, took it on. And I just feel like when she developed the disease of breast cancer, it just sped up the process because she was taking on everybody's stuff, everybody's energy, everybody's shit, and made it her own. And she lost the fight. She lost that fight because she didn't prioritize herself. And to this day, I tell my children this, I tell my nieces this, because every time they see me or they talk to me, they always say, "You look just like grandma. You look just like, your mom. You sound like her. You talk like her." And I have to correct them and say, "You're right, but I'm not her. I'm not her." Because I'm not going to make the same mistakes that she made. And she didn't know. She didn't understand her worth. You know what I'm saying? And that makes me sad on top of everything else. But I'm not going to let my life be decided upon by other people. I'm going to decide what happens to my life, how I go forward in this world, how I move in this world. I get to decide that. I've raised my children. They're grown. They're living their own lives. They're making their own decisions. So why would I be sitting around still in Texas, in that big house, in that environment, with all that heat that was affecting me, that was making me sick, with the chemtrails that was making me sick, with the food that was making me sick? Why would I stay there? What am I gaining? When my children are living their own life, they don't care about me. They're not worried about me. They're not concerned about me. Even when I would be sick and go to the hospital, I have to be in a flare-up. I have to be hospitalized for a week or more. I'm now walking with a cane and this. Nobody came over to help me. You know what I'm saying? To assist me. "Mom, do you need anything? Can I assist you? Can I help you? Can I help in the garden?" Like, nobody did those things for me. I was doing it all by myself. So why am I pouring into somebody or people that don't even reciprocate it back to me? Why? It was a hard pill to swallow, but I swallowed it. And I'm better for it. I truly believe that. The comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so emotional. Bougie Purpose says, "It feels so good to be free and at peace. I feel it every time. I feel it every time you think about it." Thank you, Bougie. Bayou says, "Good for you, Drell. Choose you. I'm sure your mommy is proud of you and your growth." I know she is. I know she is. Thank you. Tampa says, "Yes, these 50 years passed me, and I refuse to let the next 50." I know, doing the same thing. I know that's right. Tampa says, "Drell, why are you preaching to me?" She is Sunshine says, "Sadly, that is the norm." It's true. It is. It is. Tampa says, "I needed to hear this." She is Sunshine. "People will use you up." Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Yes, yes. Your own family, even the people that came from you will use you up. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Bougie Prepper says, "Welcome to the 50/50 Club and happy solar return, Tampa." Yes. She is Sunshine says, then call you mean when you put your foot down." That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yes, 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 yes. That's what I get a lot. That's what I get a lot. "Oh, you selfish. Oh, you mean, And I'm like, well, you could call me whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? I know that by choosing me, that I'm a better person for it, right? And setting boundaries. It's it's hard when you have to set boundaries with your own children. It's hard. It's extremely, extremely hard. Family, yeah, brother, sister, I can set a boundary, whatever, but your own children, that's that's the hardest thing in the world. And actually stick by those boundaries. That's even harder because your kids will take advantage of you as well. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. I got two girls, age 33, well, she'll be 33 next year, and 22. My youngest will be 23 at the end of this year. But I have learned, okay? I have learned my lesson with these two beautiful young ladies. Yes, I have. I love my girls. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? But they have tried me many, 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 many times. And many times they've gotten over on me. But these last 2 years, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not doing it. I'm not taking on nobody else's lessons because you are choosing a lifestyle that's definitely going to deliver lessons to you, and you have to get those lessons. I can't step in and save you every time. So I had to learn that. I had to learn not to step in and let me do this and I can say, I need to save myself. I need to save myself first, right? That was hard. Oh, that was hard. And I'm not going to lie, it's still hard. They still call me. And I have to pick what battles I'm going to help them fight. But to fight all their battles, you grown, baby. You out here grown, living life, having children of your own. You know what I'm saying? You out here taking D, sucking D, riding D. You grown. You grown, okay? You was grown. Ain't nothing I can say or do, to persuade you not to go that route, whatever route it is. You have to live your own life, and we have to let our children make their own mistakes. Because I remember when I was coming up, my 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s. Like, I had to learn, okay? I had to learn those lessons. And even though my mama may have wanted to save me, she couldn't. She couldn't, And she let me live my life. And I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot. I'm not perfect by any means. Never have been. Never claimed to be, And them learned lessons. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You got to learn them. You got to learn them. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to make it in this world. You got to learn those lessons. And I don't regret it. I don't even think that the things that I was putting myself through, the things that I was choosing, that my mom could ever save me from, because I was choosing them. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that I was choosing, certain lessons I had to face on my own. I wouldn't have got the lesson had she came along and saved me at every turn that I was making. I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't have the wisdom that I have today. Yeah. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Even though they were hard lessons to learn. Oh my gosh, were they hard lessons to learn, you know? But I don't regret them. They made me stronger. They made me resilient. They made me wise. You know what I'm saying? And as a mother, we try to pass those lessons that we've learned on to our children. But it's up to them. It's up to them to listen and learn and actually be like, wow, my mom went through that. I'm not going to go through the same thing. I don't want to experience that. My mom already told me, you know. But when you have those kids who are just like, it's my life. I'm going to live it how I want to live it, you know. I'm going to make the same mistakes you make. It's going to be different for me. It's going to be different for me. Sometimes they think that. That's sometimes they think that. They think, oh, it's going to be so different for me. I'm not the same. I'm not you. You know, that happened to you. That's not going to happen to me. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. But as your mother, I will still be here to love you and comfort you, even though I tried to warn you, you know. So I let my kids go out there and live their best lives, you know, because they have to get the lessons. They have to, just like I did, just like we all did, you know. So, all right, let me go to the comments. Bayou says, my prayer for you is that the Creator sends you a friend to share this life with you, to be your strength. Oh, when you're weak. Thank you, Bayou. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tampa says, it's hurtful. Yes, it's very hurtful. Shia Sunshine says, I tell people to embrace the mean. It's very true. Very true. Tampa says, not one of my 3 daughters give me anything for my birthday or just because, but I'm going to be putting myself first. You've got to. You got to. Bayou Sugar says, I feel your heart, Gerald. I love you, sis. We all just want to be truly loved. That's true. That's all we want. That's all we want. I love you too, sis. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Why I keep saying that? Bougie Prepper says, don't expect anything from anyone. That way you won't be disappointed because people will disappoint the crap out of you. That's true. That's true. Tampa says, what you said, my oldest always plays the victim at almost 33. Everything she goes through is my fault. Oh, girl. Girl, don't get me started on that. My oldest daughter is almost 33 as well, and she does the same thing. Everything is my fault. Nothing is her fault. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like I mentioned earlier, she's on her 4th child. But everything that she has incurred is all the bad stuff. It's all me. It's all my fault. And I'm just like, okay, you know? It's very hurtful and disappointing, you know, but it is what it is, you know. I'm not going to allow that to stop me from living my life. So Tampa says, Bougie, I stopped expecting it from them a while now. What I want, I buy. Tampa says, but you learned, and some of them don't even learn. That's true. That's true. A lot of people don't learn. A lot of people don't learn. A lot of people. A lot of people that are our ages don't learn. They just continue to pour into others that don't reciprocate or allow them to take advantage of them and things like that. People like that, I feel sorry for, you know. because they haven't seen, they haven't got the recollection of what's really happening in front of them, you know? Hmm. Life is crazy. Life is crazy, you all. This thing that we call life. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I've already been on, looks like 2 hours now. I think that says 120 minutes. Yes. I'm not going to keep you guys. It's actually 1:30 in the morning here, way past my bedtime. But I've enjoyed my time here with you all. And I do apologize that I have not checked in since January. I'll try to be better with doing that. Life just gets busy sometimes, you know, and I'm not going to lie. There's been many, 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 many days and nights that I've been like, I should go live. I should go live. I should go live. But for whatever reason, I just don't. And tonight, for whatever reason, I did, you know. So I'm grateful for you all that have joined me tonight. It was so, so, so amazing to catch up with you all. And even though I can't see you all can see me. But I love my garden family from YouTube. I always tell people, you know, about you all, how it's just so much love over here, you know, in the garden community on YouTube. I will never take you guys for granted. That is for sure. But I will, like I said, I will check in more often. And I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your evening, the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend, week, month, year, the rest of your lives. If I never see you again after this live. But I love you all, and I appreciate you all so, 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 so very much. You all are my second family, literally, literally. You know, the garden, having a garden in Texas was the beginning of my garden, my healing journey. That's why my page is called Drell's Healing Journey. And you guys played a huge part of that. And I appreciate and love every single one of you all. And we'll talk soon. Take care, you all. Have a good one. And happy gardening.